everybody. I'm Shannon Kendall at American Crafts, and I'm excited to see so many of you in class today to meet our newest fun tool by We Are Memory Keepers, the PrintMaker. And you're going to love this tool. I love it. I'm still learning things it can do because with anything this awesome, there's so many things that you can do with it. But I wanted to do a class today for all of those of you who have just gotten your hands on this or are thinking about getting it to help you get right into it and having success printing. So I'm going to just do a whole walkthrough from the beginning through the end of projects. And if you guys have questions, just send them my way and our friends at Michael's will interrupt me. Okay, so this is what you will get when you purchase the PrintMaker. So it comes in this cute little box. And when you open it up, there is an instructions pamphlet right there for you with all the steps that I'm going to cover with you. You just lift this piece off. And then you have your PrintMaker little bundle. And then you also have the ink cartridge, which I'll show you how to install. And then you have this little guy, which is a cleaning tool, and the wipes that go click onto it are in this little bag. And then you also get your USB charging cable. So you just plug this in and charge your printer and you're ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to show you with my PrintMaker, leave this little guy intact for now, how to get it set up and going. Okay, so where you plug in your USB cable is right here on the back. So you'll see this little port right there. You just plug the USB cable into there, plug the other end into a charging unit and plug it into your wall, or if you want to plug it into your computer to charge it, you can do that, any USB port. The next thing that you would want to do is, I'm going to show you the bottom. Okay, so this is tight, locked into the case right now. Okay, so you just look for this little arrow and turn the bottom, this whole black piece on the bottom turns to unlock, and now you can release the printer from the base. And this little base is called home base. And then this is your printer. Okay, so it just sets in and out of there. So I usually, since I leave mine on my desk, just when I'm crafting, I just leave it unlocked and I leave it plugged in because I might as well have it charged so it's ready to go right when I'm ready to work with it. Okay, the next thing you need to know is this button right on the top right here. Okay, this little button is the action button. And when I push it, that's how you turn it on and off. Sorry, you hold it to turn it on and off. And then it will light up and flash. And this printer makes cute little sounds that remind me of Star Wars androids. And it's really cute, but it talks to you kind of in a little patterns of chirping to help you know what it's doing. So now it's ready and it's looking for something to connect to. Okay, that flashing means it's ready to connect to something. So now I just need to get the app. Okay, so this is my phone. And you would go to your app store. Mine is an Android, so yours might look different if you are an iPhone user, but this is what the PrintMaker app looks like. Okay, it's got that fun rainbow color. And you just type search PrintMaker and it'll come right up. And then you install it like you would normally install any app on your phone and then open it. Okay, and when you open it, this is what you see. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, I'm going to hold it a little up high, is see this top corner right up here? There's a little icon of the printer, and mine right now has a red X in it, and that's because it's not connected to my printer yet. So I'm going to click on that, and it opens this screen, okay? And you just need to make sure your Bluetooth is turned on your device. This works on phones, tablets, and also there is an online one that you can use on your desktop. Okay, so I'm going to click Connect to Printer. Now it's going to search, and because you want to make sure your printer is turned on so that it can find it when it's searching for the device. And it might just take it a second to find. Oh goodness, I hope I have good reception in here. You know, with anything technology, it's always scary doing a live class, so bear with me. Come on, little guy. I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on, see if it finds it. Because it was talking to me before, so I know it's awake. There's a little chirp again. Of course it's going to do this. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into my settings, see if I can grab a connection there. But normally I don't ever have a problem with that. It might be that I'm just in our video studio has a little bit of interference with the internet. Okay, hang on one second. There it is. Let's hope it will connect. Oh my goodness, this is going to be frustrating. You guys won't have this much trouble, I promise. This is just, you know, karma. Oh my goodness. Should just be finding it. I don't know what's going on. Let me just close out of the app and see if it finds it again and reopen the app. Oh, now it's flashing. So now it's connected. Ah, see? Okay, so if you ever have a glitch like that, just try closing out of the app and coming back in. So now you can see it connected. It's showing me it's 99% charged. I don't know if you can see that on my screen. And it's telling me my ink levels right there. That blue bar is telling me how much ink I still have in my printer. Oh, thank goodness. I'm glad it finally connected. Okay, so now we're just going to go forward and we're going to walk through the app a little bit. I'm going to walk you through the different screens and the different things you can do on the app. Okay, so this home screen right here, you can access by, if you're on another screen, you can access right here in the top left drop-down panel. You just click home and that brings you here. And what's on the home screen is all of the collections. So these are things you've designed and things you have downloaded. Okay, so where do you get images to download? Well, let's click up here and let's go to the store. So the second, let me see if I can get you to see that better. But the second one down is store. Okay, and when I open the store, I can see all the available collections that are just full of images. And it tells you right on it if it's free and included or if there's a purchase price involved with it. Okay, or you can also subscribe right over here on this side, and you can have access to all of the images for a yearly price. And that is awesome if you're going to do a lot of creating with your tool, because you just have everything all the time. And every month when new stuff comes out, you can just automatically download it into your app and you're good to go. So if you wanted to download one of these, this is Fresh Bouquet. So you can see there's a bunch of images in there from the Fresh Bouquet collection by PrintMaker. There's clip arts, patterns, and templates. So clip arts are individual images. Patterns are long repeated ones that you can do like on ribbon or across a long project, a piece of washi tape, something like that. And then the templates are completely customizable. So you can go into here and you can change the text, you can change the color, anything of those, any changes like that you can do on templates. Clip art, it is what it is. You can change the size, but you can't change the color. Templates, you can change everything about it, the color, the text, all of that, okay? And then the patterns are repeatable. So then if I wanted to download this, I already have it downloaded, so mine says downloaded right here, but if I hadn't, it would give me an option to download. You just click on it and it automatically saves. And then when you're back on your home screen, you'd see it right here. So like there's mine right there, Fresh Bouquet right there. Okay, so I can click into it and I can see all of those things that are already downloaded right into my app. And there's a whole bunch of free ones in there already. So there's tons of stuff for you to work with. You can just download anything, okay? Then the other thing that you have here on your home screen is you have the ability to make your own little collections. So like this is one that I was designing some school things. And so I put them all in one collection that I created and named myself. And I'll show you when we design something how you can save that and create your own collections. Then if you ever want to print it again, you can find it right here on the home screen with your other collections. And it's just one that you've custom made. Okay, next on here is the help button. And on the help menu option, you can download a full user manual for the PrintMaker. So you can have it right here on your phone, ready for you to use, or your tablet. You also have access to some instructional videos that have been done by Ali Dosdal and We Are Memory Keepers that shows you a walkthrough of how to use your machine. Your warranty information is there, instructions on how to install an ink cartridge is there, and also some contact information. Okay, and then the settings at the bottom is this page that comes up automatically when you connect to your printer. Shows you your ink levels. You can look at each ink individually, and you can also reset your password there. Okay, so when you first log in and you first set up your app, you'll need to create a login and a password. And when you do that, that allows you to log in under that same email and password on any of your devices, and all of your collections will sync across all the devices. So that's really cool. So like if one day you're somewhere and you want to design while you're like waiting at the doctor's office, you could open your app on your phone, design something, save it into a collection. And the next time when you're home and you want to work from your tablet, you can just open your tablet and it'll automatically be there. Whatever you designed on your phone will automatically be there on your tablet if you've saved it. So that's really cool. Okay, so the top option here, let's get straight into creating, okay? That is your design screen. And I'm gonna tip it a little. So you see that little white panel right there in the middle? That's where you can actually create. And that is already preset to be the width or the height of what your printer can print. So it's 1.5 centimeters or about ½ an inch, but the width of it you can change. So you can click on your canvas and you can drag this out and you can change the width to be as long as you want it to be for your project. Okay, so that's really cool. We'll walk through all of these things as we're designing. I want to show you though, because I didn't and I said I would, and I got flustered after my machine wouldn't connect. I want to show you how to put your ink in, okay? So when you first get it, the ink cartridge will be sealed in a little bag, just like when you refill your ink in your regular printer. Okay, you're just going to hold your PrintMaker and you'll see it just magnets on, but this little thing comes off, okay? And then you've got this right here, okay? That's where your ink cartridge goes, okay? So your ink has this purple top and you want to line up the purple top right between those two purple arrows. Okay, and the first time you do it, your print head on the bottom will have a little cover on it. So make sure you take that cover off. Then you just line it up and slide it in and it clicks into place. Okay, so as long as your purple line is completed across there, then you've got it in there correctly. And you just snap this back on and set it back in home base. Okay, so just make sure you take that little plastic strip off that comes on a new ink cartridge. And that's how you'll replace it if your ink runs out and you need a new one. You just pop that out, pop it back in. Super easy. Okay. All right, now let's go back to our app because I want to show you a lot of what you can do in here. I think this part might be the part that people are a little bit leery about, like they don't know how to design and get what they want. So I want to help you guys be successful in that. Okay, so when you first open it, it looks like this. Let's start at the bottom. There is an icon that looks like a paintbrush, and that is Tools, okay? And when you click on Tools, it opens up, and then you have more options across the bottom. The first one you have is Shapes. So you click on Shapes, and it'll open this pop-up box, and it's got all of these basic shapes in there that you can just add in. So let's add in a heart. Okay, now when I touched it, it popped right onto my designing area. Now I can resize that just by clicking on the little handles on the screen, just using your finger or stylus if you prefer. Okay, and it comes in automatically as black. But down here you've noticed now that I have a shape, I have all these other menu options down here across the bottom. And one of them is fill color. So I can click fill color. And then over here I have a whole range of colors that I can choose to make my heart. You can even click this and go into a custom color wheel and find the exact color that you want. So if you were matching colors to a wedding and you knew what the exact color was, you could find it there on that custom color wheel. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my heart to pink. Okay, right next to the fill is something called a stroke. Okay, so the stroke creates an automatic outline around your shape. So I'm going to click on the stroke, and you'll see you can't really see it until you click on thickness, and this bar pops up. And now you can see I can make an outline on my heart. I can make it thin, big, and then you can also change the color of that. So let's say you wanted it to be purple. Let's find purple or gray. Let's see, purple. Okay, so now I can change the color that way. So that's what the fill color is, your main shape. The stroke is the outline, and then the thickness of the stroke, you determine how wide you want that outline to be. Okay, other tools that are over here. You can take your image again, and you can rotate it. So you can just grab the handle and turn it either way that you want it to turn, okay? Turn it all the way around in a circle if you wanted to, okay? So that's how you would rotate an image. Down here at the bottom, you can copy it. So then it automatically copied it exactly. And rather than rotating that and trying to find the right angle again, if I wanted it going the other way on the other side of my design, I can just flip it right here. So you hit flip, and it already keeps it at that same tilted angle that I had on my first one, okay? Align tool allows you to align your work on your canvas here. You can align it left, center, right, top, bottom, okay? And it will align them for you. All right, okay. Next on the main tools menu, so I went back to my paintbrush menu. And the next one is the little A and big A, that's your text import. So you click on the text, and then right here is where you can type in whatever you want it to say. Let's have it say my daughter's name. She has a weird middle name, so it's a good one to show how you can personalize. Her name is Ella Caledonia. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in. Okay, so it puts it in at a font that's just a standard font. So if I want to change the font, I just click on that layer and select it. And down here now my font tools have come up. So again, you have color. So I could change the color of her name if I wanted to. Okay. You have size. So you could manipulate your size here if you wanted it half that size. Okay. So it just reduced it by 50%. Okay. You can also change the size the same way with the handles there. Okay. Or you're dragging it. Okay, and then you can also bold it, italic, or change the font. And so when you click on the very last one, it says font, and you can go through here, and there's so many fonts. You can just scroll through and try them out. And when you select it, this stays open, but it shows you the font over here, which is something I really like, because then when I'm trying to make up my mind, I can just quickly see what they're gonna look like, right? Okay, so there's all these different fonts. There's so many, and they're all really fun and really cute. Okay, I'm gonna just keep that one. All right, so now I'm ready. Now if I wanted to change my font, right down here at the bottom, so we still have copy, align, all of that, but now there's also an option to change. So I can click change, and it takes me back right here to this spot where I can go back and fix any typing errors, or I can also change whatever I'm saying if I wanted to. Like I could just take off her middle name, just say Ella, whatever you want to do. That's how you get back into that text box to where you can change it again. Okay, so now I'm going to go back out here to tools again, and we're going to look at the next feature over. So we've done shapes and text, and now we're going to do import. So I'm going to click import. Okay, and this is all those collections that I've already downloaded. Okay, so let's find the one that we were already talking about, Fresh Bouquet. And then it just opens it right there from my design screen, opens it up to where I can see all of those images. So let's say I wanted to add this yellow flower. Okay, so I just select it, and then it shows up on my screen. Okay, this is getting to be crazy. Also, you saw I could move that around the whole canvas to make room. And if you wanted to readjust the size of your canvas again, you just go down here, and next to tools, there is a canvas icon. And that's how you get to where you can extend your canvas to make room for more designing room, okay? I'm gonna go back into tools, import. So really you can import anything this way, or you can also start from importing an image, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Okay, the last thing that is on this main tools menu is images. And what that allows you to do is import any image from your phone. Okay, so here's an image. This is my little granddaughter. So see how it brought her face up onto there? So if I wanted to print her when I'm sending her a label or making a letter or making her a card, or if I wanted to make gift wrap using her face, you can upload a photo. You could also, if you wanted an image of your handwriting, you could write something like in Sharpie marker on a piece of white paper, take a picture and upload it in, and you'd have your signature in your handwriting. Anything like that, that's where you would go to images to get, okay? And then also, I didn't mention this before, but when I click on each one, it opens the correct tools down here. And another thing you can do is way over here on the left, if you decide, no, you know what, I just like that with the hearts, I don't really want that flower there, you can just click delete, and it only deletes that one image. Okay, so that's how I put Claire's picture in there and then took it out, or the flowers in there and took it out. If I decided I only wanted one heart, I could select that heart and take one out. Okay. So that's another option that you have in your tools menu. So we've covered everything in there. And again, if there was something in there that you see that I didn't cover, just put something random on your canvas, your designing editor canvas, and just start pushing buttons and see what happens. That's what I always say to try, because with anything technology, like when you get a new game or an app or anything, you just like start pushing all the buttons and see what happens. And that's what I suggest doing. But I think I've pretty much covered everything there. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into this canvas and show you some things you can do with your canvas. So that's how you reselect it to resize the width. And it's also, you can do a fill color on your canvas itself. So let's say that I want to make this background of this print a pink. Okay, so see how I've changed it that color. So another cool thing that you can do with these canvas background colors is if I deleted these, okay, I could use that and print it just as a stripe and just do a repeated stripe over and over and over again. And it just lays down the color, which is really fun. So the canvas one just allows you to select it to change the size and to choose a fill color on your canvas. Okay, so at the top now, okay, we're covering all this stuff, and I promise you we'll get to printing really soon. But if you know all this stuff, you're going to love it. Okay. So up here at the top, next to our drop down menu up here where we already went through our home screen, there's a file drop down menu that allows you to rename, move to a different collection, delete, or create. It's another way to get a new design canvas open. So that's what those options are. You can, once your project is saved, that's where you would go to rename it or move it to another collection folder. Okay. The zoom, I'm going to put something back on my canvas again, because I want you to be able to see this. Okay, so I'm going to put these flowers on my canvas, okay? And the zoom, what it does is it allows you to make it bigger on your screen. Now, it's not going to change the size. It just allows you to get closer so that you can see better, okay? So like normally you would want to do that pinch and spread, but on this app, it is this zoom feature right here, okay? So you can get it so that you can see it clearly, and it doesn't affect the print size. Okay, selecting allows you to select the different layers and the different views, undo and redo, or if you're like, oh no, I didn't want to delete, you can just keep going back. Okay, and I can get back all the way to what I had before. Okay. Oops. Okay, so and then I can redo, 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 redo. Okay, and it will change. Okay, let's put some text back on here. Oop, okay. So you can see it really well. Just kind of playing around with what I just showed you so you can kind of see. Again, once you're familiar with it, you can work pretty quickly in it. Okay. And that's why pushing those buttons, that's really a fun way to work with it. Okay, and then the last icon at the top is save. Okay, so if I wanted to save this, I would hit that and it would bring me here and I can give it a name. And then it brings up these collections again right here that I've created. So these are just the ones I've created that I can save into, or I can add a new collection and name it, and then it will save it there. And now if I go back to my home screen, you can see right here that I have that image saved in a folder that I just made. Okay, and that's what will automatically sync. So now if I went to my tablet and worked on it, it would be there as well. All right, I want to make sure I covered everything here. Just looking at my notes. Okay, all right, let's print something. Let's print this one we've been working on, okay? I'm going to use my tools here again to center and align everything. Okay, so my favorites are align center and align middle. I really love those. Okay, and then when I'm ready to print, I'm just going to click this icon that's in the very bottom right. That's the print icon. And now this is your print preview screen. And right here, if you say, uh-oh, I need to fix something that's not exactly what I wanted, you would hit edit and it would take you back to your design screen, okay? If you're here and you just want to print it just like it is, you'd hit send to printer. But there's also this option, which is the repeatable printing. So I can click that on, and then I could make this print up to 10 times, or you can choose the top one, and it's infinite. It'll just keep printing forever and ever and ever, okay? So I'm going to do just one time, or turn it off, send it to printer. You want to make sure your little printer is awake and ready to receive, okay? And now it says right here that it was sent, and my little printer did some chirping noises. I'm not sure if you heard it, but it chirped, okay? Now I'm just going to print this one on a piece of paper so you guys can see it. Okay, so I just lift it out, and when I set it down on my paper, I don't know if you can see this. If I put my nail there, you can. See that light that shines out? The very edge of that shows you where your print is going to start, which is really, really nice. It makes it really nice and easy to align. Okay, so now once I'm ready to go, I'm going to press this button one more time, and it's going to flash and chirp and turn green. And when it has turned green, it is ready to print. And so I'm just going to slide it across, and there's our print. So easy. It just rolls right across. Now I can set this back on home base, do whatever I'm going to do, and then say, you know what, I want to print that again. I can just pick it up. I don't have to send it again. I can just pick it up, press the button, the home button again, the action button, and it's ready to go. Okay, so I always am in the habit of returning my printer to home base after I do each print, because if you leave it out too long, it'll start to yell at you and flash a red light and say, hey, and it'll complain and it'll say, I need to go back home because I'm going to dry out my ink. So because the bottom, your ink cartridge is just exposed down there, which allows for it to print just to write out, you just need to keep it in there to keep that wet, okay? And if it starts flashing and blinking red, it's probably saying, I need to go home. That's what, all that is, okay? Now, I could do that as many times as I wanted. And then I would just go back into my app one more time. And right here, once I'm done with this project, let's say I was printing a whole bunch of labels for some reason that said my daughter's name on it. I could just keep printing and printing and printing. And then when I'm done, I would say, I'm done printing. It takes me back to here, and I can either go home or wherever. And I didn't need to save it again because I hadn't made any changes. So it's just ready to go. Okay, let's do some projects because I want to show you all of the different things that this can actually print on. So I have this little flip book. I'm going to show you this little flip book to show you some of the things. Not everything is included in here. Basically, the rule is if it's a porous surface that can accept the ink, you can print on it, okay? So here we printed on a wood slice. This is plain cardstock, vellum, cardboard. This is an inkjet transparency, so you can print on transparency as long as it's the inkjet kind so that it can accept the ink. Chipboard, cork. This is cotton fabric. This is tissue paper, burlap, canvas, glitter paper it works on, glitter tape it works on, and then this is just craft foam, which is also another really fun thing to print on. You can print on so many things. You can print on any unfinished wood. You can print on glassine bags. You can print on, if you've seen the videos that are out there, you can see all the things you can print on. You can print on the side of shoes, anything that you really wanted to do. If you do print on something that's fabric that you want to wash or that you think may get wet, you will need to use a fabric fixative to keep it permanent, because this ink is like a regular inkjet printer. It's not color fast. So it'll stay on all of these porous surfaces, but if you were to throw it in your washing machine, that ink's going to come back out. So you'll want to just do a little research, and hopefully in a future class we can show the fabric fixatives and how it works on clothing. I'd be happy to do that. So, but you will want to look into that if you're going to do like print on a onesie or a t-shirt or something. You'll need to make that ink permanent with a fixative. Okay, I'm going to jump in and we're going to do a quick project. So let's say you had a wedding coming up. Okay, we're going to make this project first. So this is a little goodie bag. Okay, and you can customize for your wedding. So let's do that. I'm just going to go in. Oh, I didn't show you this either. There's a little shortcut down here. So if you don't want to go home, create, you can just hit create right there and it takes you to the design screen. Okay, so there's lots of ways you can get to a design screen. I'm going to go into tools and I'm going to type in my text. So this is my daughter and I know she's, oops, I'm in all caps. She's going to marry her boyfriend one of these days. So that's Olivia and Ryan. She'll probably chuckle that I've given her a fictional wedding date. Okay, now I'm going to go into here and select my font. And the one that I used before was Norican. So that's the one I chose. Okay, and then I'm going to expand my canvas so that I can make this print as big as it will fit in that space height-wise. Okay, and then I'm just going to resize. I'm going to take it all the way up to the top and just resize it on the bottom until it fits in there. See, now my canvas needs to go a little bit wider. And here's where using your zoom would help for you to be able to see it all. On my phone, I have a smaller space to see than on my tablet. So I could go up here to zoom and zoom out a little bit so that it all fits in my line of sight. Okay, and now I'm going to align it. So I'm going to center it. It was already pretty centered. Okay. And then what I like to do, there is a ruler on here on the top and bottom of this box. And what I like to do usually is I move mine all the way over into the top corner. And the reason that I do that is that I know it's going to start printing exactly at 0 or exactly at the beginning of that light. Or I'm going to show you how to use this accessory guide, but also will show you how to line it up. Okay, I'm going to change the color so it matches my other ones. I don't know what color I did. I think that was it. Okay, and then I am going to print. Okay, and I just want it to print once, so I'm just leaving repeatable printing off. Sending to printer. Okay, so now it's receiving it. That's why it's flashing. And then it chirped at me that it is ready. Okay, so I'm going to grab my glassine bag. And this right here is a really cool accessory item that Michaels carries, and it's a magnetic mat. And then there's also this really cool tool, which is an alignment guide, and it has magnets on the bottom. So it just holds, I don't know if you can see that. Yep, you can, because it's taking my mat up. Okay, just holds right on so that I can align this perfectly. So I can line up my bag to the square. And then on this alignment guide, you can see there's also a 0, but there's a little bit of wiggle room before it. That's because that's exactly where my printer is going to sit. Okay, so I'm just going to center this. It's about 3 inches wide. So I'm just going to say right about there. Okay, because I know it's going to start right at 0. I'm going to pick up my printer, and you can see right here, my light and the 0 on the alignment guide are perfectly lined up. Okay, I'm going to hit go on my action button. Once it's green, it's ready to print. And then you just slide it along the track. And now I have this beautiful bag, right? And then if I wanted to do, that's why I love this alignment guide. If I want to do another line, I can just bring this down, just slide it down. And I pre-designed the date before, so I'm going to go home to my collections. Let's see where it's at. Right there. Okay, so that's my pre-designed date. I'm going to hit print, send to printer. That one was quick. Okay, and then I'm going to try to center this up as best I can. And usually I'll do a test one first, just print it on paper first and make sure I know where my alignment lines need to go. Okay, and there's the date, December 13th. Now, I could put my treats in there. And then I want to do a little closure on here. Okay, so let's design the closure. All right, I want a new screen. And I'm going to go in and choose an important image from a collection. And I believe this was from, I believe it was Fresh Bouquet. I'm liking Fresh Bouquet today. Yep, it was. It's this one. Okay, so you'll notice this one came in on its side, and you might wonder, why is that sideways? Because it's going to print sideways, right? Well, this printer can print any direction. And the reason that some of the images are sideways like this is so that you can print it as big as possible. So this one came in as big as it's going to print, but I'm going to print it vertically instead of across. Okay, and I'm going to use another really fun accessory, and that is this ribbon and washi alignment guide. So there are ribbons and washi tape rolls, I have clips on mine to keep them together, that are sold with the PrintMaker. They're accessory items as well. I'm going to use this really wide one. So the guide comes with all these different size guides for ribbon. So this one's the widest one, so it's the 25 millimeter one. So I'm going to find both 25 millimeter guides, set those aside for now. And you just click it onto the side right there. Okay, so I'm just clicking it onto the side. Okay, and then I'm going to take my washi tape and thread it through that side guide, under that center block, and up out the other side again. Okay, all right, so it's ready to go. One more thing I wanted to do with this, I could do repeated printing on this, and then that would just print them right next to each other, just flower, 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 flower. And I could choose that from that print preview screen. But I want to tear my washi in between, just because I think that'll be like a cute little washi closure. So I'm going to copy that and make my canvas bigger and just scoot it down a little bit. Okay, so if I was doing this for real and I wanted to tear in between, this is the way that I could duplicate them and make them longer. But now that they're spaced like this, I could say repeat, and it would repeat them with space between, right? Okay, so now we're going to hit print, send to printer. Okay, I'm going to just place this right inside that box, okay, on the guide. Okay, and I'm going to hold the washi on this side, and I'm going to move the guide and printer all as one that direction. Okay, I'm going to unroll my washi a little further. Oh, I got to hit go. Okay, so now it printed them on my washi tape, and this washi tape you can just tear like regular washi tape. I'll save this scrap to use another time, and then I could tear that apart. I don't know if with my big nails and not my tool if I can get this apart. But you can basically see you just tape it down like that. The backer just comes off, and then you can add the little closure on your bag. So it ends up looking just like this. Okay, so I noticed I'm not always able to see the comments over there, but I did notice wondering how you could print multiple lines, and that's how you would do it. You would use your alignment guide, just like I showed here when I did the two. Right now, the PrintMaker, you have to do each line one at a time. So you would do this. So if I was doing this for an actual wedding, I would print Olivia and Ryan. I'd get a new bag. Olivia and Ryan, get a new bag. Olivia and Ryan. And I just print that first line. And then I'd come back and I'd change my settings on my app and open up the second file. And then I would just do December, 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 right? And that's how you can do it like all the way across really quick, multiple lines. If you wanted to do a stripe, you would just do it, move it down a little, do it, move it down a little, print it, move it down a little, just like that. So that's how you would do it. So if you're doing an address and you wanted the name a different font than the address, those would be two files. So you would print the name file, then you would go in and open your address file, and then you'd print the address. Okay, that's how that works. And I know it sounds like it's hard to do that, but it's not really. It's really actually pretty quick. Once you get familiar with your app and you have your design saved, you can just quickly go in and just do it really quick. Okay. All right, let's do another project. I want to show you printing on something that's more three-dimensional. So these are little cute wooden drawers that I found at I think they were in the Michael's like dollar area, okay, a while back. And I added these little leather poles, and I thought these would be cute. My daughter has this new room where she's going with all natural wood. And so I thought I would make her these little boxes to hold like her floss, her, her face makeup remover wipes, things like that, and just she can put it on her vanity in her room. But I want to do one more that is for her hair stuff. Okay, so I can print right on this 3D thing. Now, this can't fit in a printer, right? But we can print on it. So we're going to do it. All right, let me go grab that file. I'm not going to save that. Okay, I want to show you how you can edit a template. So we talked about how the images are how they are. You can just edit their size. The long running ones, that's the same way. Okay, but you can edit a template. So I'm going to go to the organization collection. And this has clip art. Oh, it's not in organization. Which one was it in? Hang on. This is why I make notes. Let's just go home and find it. This will help me. Okay. So here I have clip art, patterns, templates. This is the organization. And I'm going to go over to templates because these are fully editable. So I'm just going to choose this yogurt one. Okay. And now I don't need to print yogurt on a hair supply box. So I'm going to just click on that, and then I'm going to hit the change button. And that's where I can change that main font. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do caps locks because I like how it looked. So I'm just going to do it in the same font. Okay. And now I can center that. Okay. And I even am going to move it down just a little bit so it's centered between those two lines. Okay. And then I'm going to change the second line of text by clicking on it, selecting change. I'm going to go back and I'm going to have it say, let's have it say ties. I'm going to do all caps again. Ties, clips, and pins. Okay, all her hair stuff. Okay, and now I could just print that just like that. But on the other ones, I made this is really tiny font. So I'm just going to grab the little handle and make it a little bit bigger and recenter it. Okay, now I want to change this main word. I don't want it all black, so I'm going to select it again. Go over here, choose a color. I'm going to choose this rich brown right here. Is that the one I want? Let's do that one. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to say print. Okay, I'm just going to print it once. I'm going to say send to printer. And it's talking to my little printer. It's ready to go. And this is another way that this alignment guide is so super cool, because this is allowing me to print completely straight on this bulky surface without it really moving. And I can get it exactly where I want it to go. Okay, so I'm going to center this on the box. I know it's going to start printing about right there, and it's about 1.5 inches big. Okay, so then I'm going to pick this up, hit the go, set it in my track. And that's another thing. Make sure when you set it in your track that it's all the way flush with that side and that your light is lining up with 0 for a proper placement. Okay. And this, you just kind of balance it. Okay. This is the thing that you just have to kind of get used to. All right. And I'm just going to print. Oop, I waited too long. If your green light goes away before you print, just hit it again. I'll come back. Okay. And then I was able to print right on the box. Okay. I'm going to get this handle. So I just tucked that leather pole inside so that it would be out of my way so that my guide could lay flat. And now I've printed exactly on this little set. So now she has this little set of wooden drawers. I just think that's so fun. Like, you wouldn't normally think that you could print on that. You'd think, oh, I'd have to stick a label on the front or something. And I just don't think that she would have liked that as much as this, because she's so into the natural wood. It just looks so pretty. And this natural wood takes the ink really, really well. Okay. All right. Let's move on to another project. Another 3D item. Because this printer is so versatile on so many different things, I'll show you some things where I used it a lot on paper, but I wanted to show you in class today how you can use it on all of these other things. Okay, so I'm done printing. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to go create a new file. Actually, I'm going to come in here to the one I've already done because I want to have time to show you everything that I want to show you. Okay, so I'm going to do this notebook. Okay, so I pre-designed, oops, I clicked on the wrong one. Okay, I pre-designed this. I want to change the color. I want it to be this deep green. Then I used a word art image from the images, and then I changed my canvas background. Okay, and then you can also change, I didn't show you this before, but on your coloring, you can change the opacity and the hue. So like I could change it here, and I could change it so it's lighter or darker. It's pretty cool. Okay, and I want it to be pretty dark. Okay, all right, and then I changed my canvas background color as well to be that background. So it's gonna make a little block, like a little label, okay? I'm gonna send it to the printer. All right, and I'm gonna do some stacked images. So this is gonna show you some multiple printing images, okay? So it's gonna start at 0. And I want this kind of centered-ish. Okay, so I'm just gonna do it right there. You could hit the action button while it's in the home base and you wouldn't get so wobbly on here. Okay, so there's my notes. Okay, looks great. Now I'm gonna go back home, go into my collection again, and I'm gonna grab this one that I designed. That's my name, that says Shannon's, okay? So now I'm hitting print. Okay, I'm gonna put this right up here, and I'm gonna stagger these a little bit, just for fun. And I'm gonna overlap them a little. So I'm coming down a little bit. Okay, I love that light. It really helps me see where it's going to print. So I can see that I'm overlapping a little bit. Okay, cute so far. Okay, and then I'm going to add, because I like to fill up my books with inspiration and notes and journaling and photos, I'm going to add a date. I think I can stay in this book for a couple years. So I've pre-designed this date just using text. And that time I left the background, the canvas area not colored anything. So it's just transparent. So it'll just show me the text. Okay. All right, we're ready to go. Okay, so that's how I did a multi-line design. And you can see that it does go pretty quick. You do have to go open up each file, but it's really quick and easy to do. Then the last thing I want to do for my book is I want to make a ribbon bookmark. Okay, so I'm going to grab my ribbon. This is PrintMaker ribbon, but you can use any ribbon. It works on velvet ribbon, it works on satin ribbon, it works on grosgrain ribbon, every ribbon I've tried, it works on. And it works on printed ribbon. It's really fun to add a name or something to a printed ribbon. I'm just going to thread this through this guide the same way that I did the washi tape when we did it before. But I'm going to go a little bit longer this time. I'm going to move these magnetic strips off of my mat just to give myself a little more room to go that direction. So really, it can go as wide as you want, as wide as you can reach, okay? I'm going to go grab my file from my collection again that I made. Okay, and this time I use a repeatable pattern from the Fresh Bouquet collection, okay? So now I'm gonna hit print. It's just on my canvas one time, but I'm gonna turn this on to infinite. So now I'm going to go ahead and use that repeatable option. It's a big file, so it takes it just a minute to send it over there. Okay, it's ready to go. And I'm just going to drop this into the base again. I use the correct side pieces as I did the width of my ribbon, and then I'm just going to go ahead and slide it. Oop, I waited too long again, you guys. It's because I'm talking instead of printing. Okay, green light, ready to go. And then this whole thing just slides across. Okay. Let me do that again, just on the desk. Because you can see I got a space here when I went, oh, I didn't bring any scissors. When I went off the edge of my mat. Okay, so if you're doing something really long, like just go clear across. Thank you, Jordan. the whole thing, because I don't want to get a little gap. Also, I'm noticing on my file, there's a little gap there. So see, now you're getting some troubleshooting. I'm going to reduce the size of my canvas a little bit to get it right to the edge so that it doesn't, oops. Sorry. This touchscreen phone. Okay, there we go. Because I did that, it took off that little white space, so it's not going to repeat that white space. Okay, I'm going to go back in here, turn it to infinite, send to printer. We're going to do it on the table this time. It'll be better. Okay, it's ready to go. I'm going to hit go. Okay, and it's ready to go. Just kind of use one motion. And you could keep going as long as you wanted. You could use this ribbon to wrap a whole gift if you wanted. You just have to spread it out long across your table and keep going as long as you want. Okay, let me grab my scissors. This is so cute. I love this ribbon. You could use it in any project. I'm going to use it as a bookmark. So I'm going to actually like affix it in the back of my book and then trim it. And I have this little piece that I can use on something else. Okay, and then I can use that as a bookmark in my journal. And it's all custom done. It's got this cute ribbon. It's personalized with a name and a date. There's just so many fun things you can do with this little printer. I wouldn't have ever thought I could print on the cover of a book until this came into my life. So, and I love it. And anybody who like struggles with loving your handwriting, this is a great tool for you because you can use it in so many ways. So I want to show you some ways that you can use it. All right, some other examples as we're nearing the end of class here. We have about 5 minutes. So this is a banner. I'm just going to set these all kind of off to the side and show you one at a time in the middle here. Okay, so this is a banner, and all of those pieces were printed using that background canvas turned to color. So there were pink stripes, red stripes, different widths. See how you can change the width of it and everything so you can make your own. And then the little letters were also printed that are punched out with a circle punch. So this whole thing, including the ribbon that the banner is strung on, was printed using the PrintMaker. And this is just canvas, fabric, and paper and ribbon. And it has made this cute, cute banner. Okay. Another way you can use this is by printing in a light gray gradient. So this was printed on the top of this cloth stocking, and then we used it as a template to do some embroidery, hand embroidery stitching. So if you wanted to do hand embroidery and you wanted to print your pattern, even if you had the image of the pattern on your phone that you've downloaded, you could upload it to your import it through the app and print it on your item and then embroider on top of it, which is a really fun way to use it. Okay, you can print, this was a material that wasn't in my flip book. This is actually crepe paper. So this, look how crisp and beautiful that is printed on crepe paper. So these are just little fun Christmas crackers to set on each person's dinner plate for the holidays. You can customize with names. It's so fun. You could even actually, this one doesn't have printed ribbon, but you could do printed ribbon too if you wanted to. So there's crepe paper. You can use it for gifting. So this right here is a little gift bag, similar to what we did kind of for the wedding. But this one is printed directly on the paper bag. It has a to from right here. And then all these little tags were printed using the PrintMaker. So you can get them pretty big. So sometimes you think you're limited, but if you can print vertically like that, they can stretch a little bit bigger. So this is 1/2 an inch from here to here. So that's how you could get that bigger image by widening it a little bit. If you are a small business owner and you like to sell items that you make, you could upload your design for your business, your logo, and print that as well. This is printed on wood, and it does those fine details really, really nicely. A fun way to use it. Another material that wasn't included in that flipbook is this leather. This is like that pleather. It's a luggage tag. Such a fun way. This was a vertically printed flower. And then unique spellings of names. I have kids that have really unique spellings of names. So it's fun to be able to put their names on things because our daughter Kariana has never ever had anything that said Kariana on it before unless we made it for her. So it's a fun way to do that if you have unique spellings of names. Batch card making. Such a fun way to do batch cards. So each line of text on here was made using the PrintMaker with the background fill color and then the text. And then previously, I've done these where I just leave this part off, and then when I need the card, I just print the name on there real quick and add the flower, and it's good to go. Such a fun way to make batch cards. Gift giving. This is a gift wrapped, personalized gift wrap. So this one, I just took my printer and just slid it across and across, just like we did with the ribbon, on a big roll of white butcher paper. And I made my own gift wrap with a fun photo of my friend and her name that's spelled unique, right? Such a fun way to personalize gift wrap. You could also put your picture on a business card. I think that would be really cool. Just print it on there as well if you had a business that you wanted to have your face be attached to your name. Traditional scrapbooking. So this is a pattern paper that was made by just using the alignment guide and moving it down half an inch, half an inch, half an inch until I'd printed those rainbows all the way down to the end. And this is where I wanted to show you, if you don't love your handwriting, you can print your journaling right onto your layouts. So you can just print titles. So fun. Okay, and then on this layout, this one's incredible. A member of my team made this one. Every single element on this page is made with the PrintMaker. So this background she created using overlapping triangles from the shapes section of the menu on your app. These are printed multiple times. So she had little die cut. She just printed the pattern a bunch of times and then used a punch to punch out the hearts. This background is made using the fill feature on the canvas and making stripes. These little images were all printed, and then she fussy cut them out. The ribbon is printed, the tag is printed, the title is on foam, and it is printed. So she just did each letter one at a time so that she could get them that big. This little tag is printed with the background fill color. I just love how this turned out because it shows you so many ways. And this plaid she also did using the stripes. So once you start playing with it, you can really, really have some fun with this fun little printer. So I hope you guys will all give it a try. I hope you feel more confident after this class and that I might have answered some questions for you, at least to get you started. Just start printing. And you can do little test swipes on plain white paper just to make sure it's looking how you want it to before you actually print it on your item, just to help you get used to it. And I know you're going to love it. There's so many things you can do. We even printed on a banana. Like, you can really literally print on anything. So have fun, and I hope to see you back in class in the future. Bye.